funds. How many of us have them? Funds. Ones we can depend on. Get those funds. Welcome to the Balance Your Books podcast. I'm Kimberly.
I'm April.
And I'm Keena.
And we're your balance partners.
All right. Kimberly, what do we first do before we get into the topic?
Okay, first, let me tell you where you can find us. You can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Balance Your Books podcast. Like, subscribe, share, comment, rate, all of that. Then, if you want to contact or connect with your balance partners, go to yourbalancepartners.com. There's an info form. Fill it out. Tells you how to get in touch with us. Ask us questions. Let's commune.
Oh, commune. All right. Love it. So today's topic, we thought we would, go back to what we were doing earlier on. I know April loves it. Let's sing in the topic.
Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you?
I think Ruffles big hair. Ruffle. Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you?
Or your business.
Or your business.
Yes.
Great question.
Showing you about your business. And this topic today is all about forecasting and strategic planning for your business.
Yes.
If you fail to plan, you
Plan to fail.
Hey, I know that one. They know one of the ones.
Didn't have to prep us for that.
Because we all know
Yes.
you better plan or you are going to fail. So let's talk a little about what type of planning should someone do for their business. There's different types of planning.
Okay.
So let's first talk about the strategic plan. So some people call it a business plan. Some people call it a 5-year forecast. Talk about the importance of having just an overall plan for your business.
Well, first of all, you need to know where you're going to. But you need to know what you're doing. You need to know the purpose of your business. Why is your business here? And that is included in your strategic plan. Basically,
Your vision,
your vision, your objectives, your goals, all that folds into your strategic plan. And that is the strategy you have for your business today and for the future. It's not just like 2 months down the line.
Correct.
If you plan for your business to last, exist for a period of time, then you need to have a strategic plan in place.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be super big and fancy, and don't pay a bunch of money to put some plan together and all that. We've seen people get investments based on something far smaller or less, but you have to have the basics, right? You want to know,
Keep it basic.
you want to know, like you said, though, the vision, the objectives, what you're trying to do, being able to, I think also the practice of writing that down and preparing that. And if you have partners that you're working with, knowing this is what we're trying to do and we understand what we're trying to do together.
And we're in alignment.
And we're in alignment. Yes.
Everyone's on the same accord.
Exactly. And so making sure that you have that so that you could always circle back to it to understand what it is that you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
As part of that, you also put together typically a forecast. And the forecast is usually both balance sheet and profit and loss statement. And it's you predicting how you want to grow your business. How are you going to grow? Are there certain points that you're going to have more investment in order to grow? How do you build that out, and what does that look like over? Typically, people do around 5 years. Sometimes, depending if you're working with an investor, sometimes they want 10. That's really getting high in the spot,
Right.
high in the pie.
Pie in the sky.
Pie in the sky.
Sky. Yeah.
You getting high?
I know I was getting high in the pie. Sky.
What's in that pie?
What is in that pie? I'm hungry. And so, that starts to give where you're really putting on a lot of assumptions when you start to build it out further into the future.
Right.
But for those next 5 years, it's really not that long.
Mm-hmm.
And so you should have some idea of what is it going to take? What are you trying to get to? Some people, maybe you've been in business for a while and now you're putting your plan together. Are you trying to exit?
Right.
Are you trying to have an exit strategy? What is it that you're building and how do you want to get there? So what other things do you want to include in that forecast? Do you guys have any ideas around that?
One of the things you can
consider
in your forecast is, of course, you're looking at how much money you're going to make, but also, are there any cost savings that you can implement as it relates to your business?
Yep.
Whether that be automating a process, outsourcing a process, something like that, and you can put that in your forecast. Particularly when you're looking at investors, if there's a big dip in one year, you are going to have to footnote and explain this is what's going on. It should make sense. But any type of cost savings that you know that you can implement to increase your profit. A lot of times we talk about making more money, but another way to increase income is to save on the expenses that you do.
Yeah.
Right. And kind of connecting to that is when you're building that 5-year view, you want to, so you have different types of expenses, and Professor Johnson's going to correct me when I get it wrong. But you have your expenses that are your cost of sales or your cost of goods sold. Those expenses are directly tied to how you make money. And then you have your operating expenses. Your operating expenses tend to be things like, let's say if you have a building as part of it, your rent, your utilities, maybe depending on what the people do, maybe some of your salary and stuff is down there.
Yep.
But the things that are in your operating expenses, when you're looking at your forecast, you're trying to say, how can I grow as much as possible without increasing those operating expenses? So you're trying to show then that increases your net income. So you want to make sure that anything that is an operating expense is something that you're getting, you're churning you're squeezing, like if it's a rag, you want to squeeze out every little piece of it before all the water out of it before you add more operating expenses,
right? So
that you are increasing your net income as you're growing your business.
Yes.
So that's one of the things that you want to be showing in that forecast is how am I really leveraging all of my fixed expenses. Some are variable. We'll get more in that. But your fixed expenses as much as possible in order to maximize your growth.
Yes.
Before you increase.
Right. Right.
And doing your 5-year forecast helps you figure out how to do that, or what's going to be a strategy, or what's your thinking around that. Because people automatically want to add more people. I need to hire more people. I need to hire more people. I need to hire more people. And the next you know, you've over-indexed on that, and now you're losing money. And I have seen that. I've seen clients do that.
Yes.
Where they start hiring everybody and their mama. But because they have no plan. They had no plan on how they were strategically going to grow in personnel. And when do you need to grow? And what type of roles do you need to grow in as part of your forecast?
And one of the things that adds on to that we've talked about in a prior podcast is having your cash forecast. Because when you have your operations, and this is what we expect to happen, then you could see how your cash flow is flowing to make sure you have the cash. When you hire more people, do we have the cash to pay these people when we hire more people? So, of course, the cash forecast isn't going to be necessarily 5 years down the line. Right. But your operational forecast gets you back to your cash forecast, and you'll know, do I have enough cash to do the things that I say that I'm going to do in the future?
Well, you should have certain triggers or milestones embedded within the forecast where you don't hire anyone until you meet that
XYZ
milestone, whatever that is. And then from there, you keep pushing forward. And then if you don't meet that milestone, then you have to reevaluate.
The reevaluation.
Make some adjustments because maybe the market changed.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of different factors that you may need to take into consideration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's your 5-year. The other type of plan that you want to always have is an annual plan.
Right.
So your annual budget. So Kimberly, you love budgeting.
I do.
Yeah,
You do budgeting for all. You just budget on budget on budget. So what? Tell a little bit about how you build a budget.
So you build a budget. There are certain things that you have to know. A lot of people may start a budget with estimates. And it's okay to start with estimates if you don't have the data. But the budget is looking at how much money you expect to have coming in and estimating your expenses to see where you're going to land. And then monthly, you look at your actuals. So you start with estimates. You may start with estimates, but a budget isn't worth a darn if you don't go back and compare it to your actuals.
That's
To
right.
see how you performed against the budget. That's one of the things I'm teaching in class right now. Budgeting, flexible budget, static budget. We're not gonna go into all that, but yes.
all right.
But you compare your actuals to your budget to see how well you've performed. It's a performance measure.
Yeah.
And so you set out an annual budget, right? And at the end of the first month, week, depending on how far you break it down, you compare what you budgeted to your actuals. And then you determine, okay, is this budget still good? Or do we have to change our projections?
Yeah.
And it's keeps flowing. It keeps going that way.
And I think when you're a small business, you probably will have to adjust your budget. You can use, especially if you have a cyclical business. So if there are certain seasons, like if you're a lawn care business, clearly spring, summer, that's your jam. So a lot of you may have higher revenue, you have higher expenses, and then it starts to taper off in those winter months. So, when you're building your budget, you should be building it to match that. So when you're doing your budget to actual comparison, it is in alignment with what you think you're going to do, and then what's your plan in maybe those months where it's lower. You have to make sure your expenses are matching that. So it helps give you that guide that you are staying on track with how you want your business to go. And that budget is the starting point for your forecast. So you may start it with the annual budget that you prepare, and then you build out the next 4 years, and then there's your forecast.
Right.
And how you're going to grow. And your CPA, your finance team, are the ones who help you build it and help you track against it.
And help you make sure it's reasonable.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm glad you said that, Kimberly. Reasonableness. Okay, entrepreneurs, this is a self-reflection moment for you. Because to be an entrepreneur, you all dream. Oh,
Big.
Huge. Like you all we need you.
Yes.
Because your optimism can be through the roof. And you think you will make $20 million in 12 months in whatever you do. And I know it's going to be great. We are the ones who said, that's great, Kim, but you only made $200,000 last year. How are you really going to go from $200,000 to $20 million in 12 months?
Right.
Right. What is the thing? What are the things that are going to get you there? And so we're the ones who let's scale it back a little bit, and then let's grow over time. So the realistic piece of it, yes, is a huge part of what we provide to your forecasting and budgeting purpose. So it's important that, yes, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
And so we talked about the budget, doing the analysis, making sure that you are doing budget to actual. So any financial team, what are kind of the basics that we give to you on a monthly? If you have a really good team, financial team like YBP, we give all of our clients every month their balance sheet, their income statement or profit and loss statement, but we also give them their budget to actual. We give them insights around, hey, that looks like this is trending up, this is trending down, we show you month by month, are you making that income? We look at profit margins, we look at gross profit margins, and we report that to you every single month in comparison to your annual plan as well as your month by month. because if you're seasonal or something like that. So that is a package that you want to get. That when you're getting that kind of knowledge, I've had, you know, my business partners who we now do that with other businesses. They're like, I feel so much more. They feel so much more empowered about their business because they really understand their numbers and where
they
they're
can
trying to
make
go.
better decisions.
Yes,
With understanding that information.
exactly,
More informed.
And they can sleep at night.
And they can sleep at night, grind, rest. A previous podcast. Exactly. So another good thing to do is, how do you then do a touch point, right? So you created your plan, you have your forecast, you've gone throughout the year, measured against it. You know, how do you then say, do you stop? Do you stop and say, let me look back and see what I need to do or adjust?
Oh yeah.
What's a good practice around that? A best practice around that?
Well, it depends on the nature of your business and then whether or not it's cyclical. And you review these things monthly, but maybe 6 months in. You know, it just depends on your business to sit back and look and say, okay, we've compared our budget to actual. We know how we're performing. Let's see if we need to make any adjustments. Now, if it's looking bad after the first 2 months, then you have to stop and have the hard conversations when needed. But if you're flowing and things are good, and let's say you're making more money than you thought, then that's a chance for you to say, hey, what do we want to do with this?
Yep.
What do we want to do at this point? And how might we either take that and make more money? Because scared money don't make no money. So
Previous
take what you got and make more money, or do we just invest it in the business? It really, there's no, I wouldn't say there's a best practice for, okay, we're going to do a touch point every quarter, or we're going to do it. It depends on how your performance is going to determine when you should do it. But what have you seen with your partners, with your clients?
Well, at a minimum, you know, and it's almost kind of like following the corporate America plan, but that part works, is in the fourth quarter, like around September, October, set up some time to build out your plan for the next year.
Yes.
So your
definitely.
annual plan, and then revisit your strategic forecast. But to take a day, maybe you bring in, if you have employees, maybe you bring in some key employees, you bring in your finance people, your HR person, you know, to say, hey, let's look at this, and this is where we are right now. This is where we thought we'd be. This is where we aren't. And then how do we plan for the next year? So you have a plan in that. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention was, depending if you have personnel, another thing we do is an employee cost plan.
Oh, yeah.
So you understand, and we take that and enter that into the annual plan on how much you're going to pay, benefits, all of that. So you have a fully loaded cost around how much does it really, really cost to have an employee. We plan all that out as well. And then we include that into your bigger annual plan, and that we follow month by month. So to make sure that you are not overspending anywhere, and we can identify what all those triggers are.
Right.
So having that annual plan moment or meeting or session or whatever is just a good time to then plan for the next year.
And you want to make sure that, like you said, you bring everybody in, but also the people who are doing the work are on board.
Yes.
Because as a business owner, you may decide that, okay, this is what I want to do, and this is how we're going to grow this much. But without getting your employees, your people on board, the ones that are really boots on the ground, if they're not on board, or they're not interjecting like, hey, you may want this, but we can't do this.
Right.
You need their input when you're doing that planning for the next year.
Yeah, because if you're running the race and nobody's behind you, are you leading or are you just running?
Right. And in this place, and in this case, if because the people, they're the ones that are helping you, so it's not even running the race. Is you're riding a tandem bike with 5 peddlers. But if you're the only one peddling, you're not going to get too far.
Oh, that's a better analogy. That hill is tough.
Right. So you just going to slide right back down.
Unless you got an e-bike.
And throttle on
And
it.
throttle on
Not
it.
pedal assist.
Not pedal assist. Right.
I don't know these things, but yes.
Yeah. In the e-bike world. April, did you want to add anything to that?
No.
Okay.
I think you guys covered everything very well.
Yeah.
I'm in my bag because that's what I'm teaching right now.
Right,
I'm
because you're teaching
this
that right now
in class.
And I feel like I live it every day
Yeah.
trying to explain that to somebody.
Yeah.
But
I've seen it go well. I've seen it go not so well. So, I mean, I think the advice is key.
yeah.
Circling back when you're not within, when you're seeing that you're not in alignment with the strategic plan, revisiting, whether that be 2 months, 6 months, at least on an annual basis, taking a look at, where you are and making a good assessment is key.
Yep. Well, we did. Hey, this is short and simple. This gives you exactly what you need around forecasting. Like we said, try to have a 5-year plan if you can. Do an annual plan. Schedule time to redo it. Revisit your financials. Have a financial package monthly that you actually sit down and go through. I don't know what's more important than that, other than doing the things of running your business.
Right.
What that should be top of mind every month that
Yes.
you are doing that after a month ends, and making sure that you're doing all that to meet your goals, because that's why you're in business.
And then you'll know where you're going to.
Yes.
And like the things.
That life is
Life is
showing you about your business.
All right. Well, let's get to the shooting the topic of today. So we thought we'd share a little bit more about us. So we had said previously that we all started at KPMG. So we all started public accounting. That's how we all met, was at KPMG. And so we thought we would share some KPMG public accounting horror stories.
So we talk about where you're going to. We're going to talk about where we've been.
Yeah.
And what we've conquered.
What we conquered. To quote the illustrious former mayor of Atlanta, Kasim Reed, but did you die?
And we did not.
That's like my favorite quote by him. But did you die? That was Snowmageddon. Okay, so who wants to go first? Share their KPMG story.
I will go first.
Okay,
I will
all right.
share one instance. I still laugh at it to this day. I think we've talked about how we had to wear suits,
Yes.
business suits.
Yes.
Keena and I remember when we couldn't even wear pantsuits.
Yeah.
And the technology was not there.
Yes.
So we had these huge, these Macintoshes,
Yeah.
which were personal,
Right.
but it was in this big
About
bag.
this high.
Yeah. And you carry
24
it.
inches high.
Yeah, that's probably why I got back problems.
Yeah.
You carried it, but you also had your work papers because it wasn't like it is now where all your work was stored online. So you had your work papers, you had all that.
Yeah, trunk.
You had a trunk that you would put everything in, and we all had these carts, luggage. It's almost like a luggage cart. Still have them. When I cleaned out my garage, I have two in my garage.
I needed one today.
Oh, I have two. I have two in my garage, right?
Now it's called Toomey.
Okay. Anywho, so this is when I was still in Charlotte. Of course, had to go into the firm office, which is an office building downtown. Parking was not free. A lot of times you had to park down the street at the parking lot.
Yep.
So I get out my car, load all my stuff up in my little luggage cart, my trunk, my computer, everything. I had a box too. Because you carried your supplies too.
Yep. You
Yeah.
carried your
You
supplies
had
in
a
a box,
stapler
like a
and
legal box.
Yeah.
Had to be ready.
Right. So I'm walking down College Street in
And you had the
Charlotte.
little bungee cords
Right,
that you,
yep.
you looped it around it.
Right.
And
Secured
hooked
it. Right. And I got on a skirt suit, pantyhose, and it's like in the summer. I'm toting my cart. I'm
Pantyhose in
crossing
the summer is anyway.
a different
That
kind
was
of hell.
crazy.
Anyway,
Why
so
are we
I'm
doing
walking across the street, right? The light I have the right of way. The light is in my favor. Walk in, smiling. Hey. The cart turns over.
You said, dun, dun,
Dun,
dun.
dun. And I'm in the middle of the street gathering up my stuff. And it was a nice man. He was such a nice man in this truck. And he jumps out, puts on his flashers. He helps gathering up. And he's like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm an accountant. I'm getting to the office. Da, da, da. And he was like, oh, you're an accountant? I was like, yeah. And I gave him my business card. Naive me. Gave him my little KPMG business card. Thank you so much. I'm going in. Got my stuff, going in. I'm sweating, all of that. Why did that man start calling the office trying to take me out? And I didn't have a phone.
Connection. Oh yeah, this is before cell phones.
Yeah,
so,
we didn't
so
have.
there-
Yeah, I didn't have a direct line.
Yeah.
So he has to
And
call.
we were low being a total pole. Yeah, we did not have a direct line.
Right. So he's calling the front desk, Kimberly Johnson, A. Patrick. Kimberly, you got a call? Hello. Hey, girl. You remember me? Sir, this is not appropriate.
I'm at work.
Right. I'm not gonna talk about the time when I lived in the upstairs apartment and fell down the stairs with my computer.
What?
Had that big computer.
Yes.
and-
Yo, this is not. How do we describe it for the young folks? When we say computer,
torture.
it wasn't a laptop.
It was like
it was
it was like the CPU
stacks
to a
of-
desktop.
They don't even know what that is.
Oh.
It's like taking bricks
Yes,
and stacking them up
in a bag.
in a bag
and putting it on
putting
your
on
shoulder.
bag, and then your printer. You
Yeah.
also had to bring that.
Well, this was before printers. I didn't have a printer
you
at
didn't
the
have a
time.
printer?
No, I didn't have a printer at the time.
Oh.
Thank God, because I fell down the steps.
Crazy.
Awful.
I'm sorry.
April,
that
do you
took
have? Do you have?
a horror
Do
story.
you want me to go next, or
Yeah,
did you want to
no,
go
go
next?
ahead, please.
I have several stories. I've had a
ahead.
stalker.
Oh, you had a stalker too. Wow,
Yes.
y'all were like,
Let's keep it to work.
Okay.
though.
Okay.
Yes.
No,
No,
that
let's
was
keep
a stalker at work.
Oh.
At a client.
Okay.
But I think probably one moment I'll never forget is working with Sirhan from Turkey.
Oh, Lord.
Do
She
you
just
remember
gave his
Sirhan?
name. Yes, but
He was the senior on
yes,
the
yes,
job.
our
He
name
was
is
so
very nice.
sweet.
Yes,
We
yes.
had breakfast, lunch, and dinner together working at Phillips Magnavox.
She
Over
telling a
by.
lie.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are they still in business?
No, I don't think
Oh,
so,
okay.
but yeah.
But yes. Okay. Let's
Across the street from Perimeter Mall.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
And we were working so many hours because I just said we had breakfast, lunch,
Yeah,
and
that's
dinner
how
together.
that used to be the
Yes,
life. We
it
would
was the
be
life.
there all.
that I started calculating how much I was making. And I was like, I could go work at Macy's and make more. What am I doing? And I love fashion at that time. So on that job, you know, we were working a lot of hours. I was like, oh my God, I could go across the street and work at the mall and not even have to work as hard. And one day when we're having lunch, because they had a cafeteria, so I got the chicken tenders for lunch. And those chicken tenders were tasty and they were so crunchy. Like very good chicken tenders.
April's hungry too.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there, we're talking, I'm eating my chicken tender, and I hear crunch. And it wasn't a normal crunch. It was
Uh-oh.
like a different kind of crunch. And then I was still crunching, chewing, hearing this crunch that didn't sound like batter on a chicken tender. And lo and behold, I cracked my damn tooth on that chicken.
I didn't know where this was
I
going.
didn't either.
Yes. And that was my very first and last, actually, root canal.
Oh. Well, lucky you that it was your last.
Working at KPMG.
You can't
Wait,
put that
you
on
can't-
That is KPMG. That hard ass chicken tender. Crack my damn tooth.
But it was the client too. It was the client.
Wait, was it at was the chicken tender at Perimeter Mall? Was
No,
the chicken
it
tender?
was at the
Oh, it was
client.
at the client.
Okay.
Yes, we were eating the client because we were working so hard we couldn't
All right. Okay.
So he's got a root canal.
I had to get a root
okay.
canal. I broke my damn tooth on that chicken tender.
Oh, man.
That was a mess.
That was a mess.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't even know if I could.
You can.
I think I quit shortly thereafter.
Hopefully, after you got the dental insurance.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
got
yeah,
the root canal. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Keena. Give us one of your horror
Not
stories.
crazy. So I would say, well, this was more. Because I thought about with the Apple Mac.
Mm-hmm.
So I was at a client that we were working on Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
and back then your
I think I know this
senior, the person who was in charge, you couldn't leave unless they said you could leave.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
you had no agency.
Right.
There was no
just-
agency over
right.
over your time. So you would just work until, hopefully they wanted to leave.
Right.
And we had this senior who he was here from out of town. So
Okay.
he had no life.
Right.
So he was fine with working
Right.
24/7.
Right.
I, however,
Wanted to
was
be
like,
in the
would go
club
around,
with April.
yeah, I wanted to go to the club. And I'm like, enough of this working.
Mm-hmm.
So me and my friend Daryl.
Okay.
I'll say his name because shout out to Daryl. I still feel bad about that. What if he remembers?
He
Maybe he won't listen to this part of the
Okay,
podcast.
yeah,
Because
okay.
he won't have to bring back that horrible memory.
Okay.
So we are working. He's sitting across from me in the conference room. We're working. I finish. I am excited because the senior was like, well, if you finish that part, you can go. So I was like, boom. I'm working. And get it done. He still had a little bit left. He was almost finished too. We were going to go hang out after this. So back then, these computers did not autosave. They also did not have much memory. And we were doing a lot of just data crunching. It was just measly work. And so we have a power strip. I had saved, and I am like, okay, I'm out of here. And I unplug what I thought was my computer. And it was really Daryl's computer, and he hadn't saved.
Oh, no.
He immediately screamed, stood up, slammed the wall, and walked out. As I stood there like, oh, shit. I felt so bad. He lost so much of his work. I was like, I'll help you do it. I can't remember if I helped him do it though.
If you didn't, probably because he didn't want to see your face.
Yeah, I think he just said, just leave my presence.
Yeah, because remember when she was like, we were going to hang out afterwards.
Yeah, I don't think, and I still feel bad about it. It was awful because we were already, we would leave the room and talk about how awful that senior was and how we couldn't wait to get away from him.
And then
that happened. But guess what? We didn't die.
But did you die?
So
Very good.
That's our case. But we learned a lot.
Yep.
Made us tough, and here we are today. We're still in the profession.
Yes.
So hope you all enjoyed the podcast today, and we will see you all next time.
Bye-bye.